Okay, I see you, but I can't hear you. Let me unmute you really quick. Okay, so I am going to have Keri share a little bit about her story. She just promoted to Triple Diamond last month, and she has a ton of great info to share. And the one thing that I want you guys to all understand is that we're all going to work this business differently. We all have different personalities, okay? So Keri is very bubbly. She's very outgoing. She's not afraid to talk to people, and you'll realize that as she starts talking. But just because you may not be that type of person, just because you're not there yet, doesn't mean that that won't happen for you. So anyways, okay, Keri, take it away. Share with us about a little bit about your journey, where you started and kind of where you're at.
Okay, so can everyone hear me, or can you hear me, Ash? Good? Okay. So I guess I'm going to start with when I started in the business and why. So I tend to get off track a little bit. Like she was saying, I talk a lot, so I got to try to stay on track here. So I started the end of last January, and before that, though, I started trying the product. So basically, I couldn't get my hair to grow, is the main reason why I started in the business. My hair wouldn't grow. I had tried everything. I tried biotin. I tried hair, skin, and nails from Costco. I had tried everything that everyone was telling me what to try, and I tried it all, and nothing was working. So finally, my really good girlfriend since I was 14, Ashley, she was telling me for probably a good 6 months, you got to try this hair, skin, and nails. You got to try this hair, skin, and nails. Finally, I gave in and tried it. I still was like, I'm not going to become a loyal customer. I don't want to talk to me about the business. I don't even really want to try this. I don't believe in it. I was probably the biggest skeptic that you could ever talk to. And I met Ashley in the parking lot a couple times, and I would get 2 bottles of hair, skin, and nails at one time from her and buy it retail. Spend way too much money, way more than you should spend for hair, skin, and nails. And I would use it, and I went to my hair person that I go to every 6 weeks, and she was like, oh my gosh, seriously, like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. Like, I'm using the products that you give me, and nothing's working. And she's like, well, something's working. And I was like, I'm racking my brain. Oh, well, I did try this hair, skin, and nails from It Works, but that's how big of a skeptic I was that I didn't even like tell her what I was using because I didn't think it was working. Well, she said, whatever you're doing is working, so don't stop. So basically my hair was growing. I was loving the product. I decided to be a loyal customer. And side note to that, your loyal customers will be your best distributors. Do never forget that. Pay attention to them, appreciate them, because they will be your best distributors. So basically, I became a loyal customer. I was using the product for a couple months. I don't know why, but Becky's making me really nervous right now. She's like pacing because she has to talk. Get away from me. Okay, these are the girls behind me, okay? She's making me nervous. Okay, I'm going to walk away. Sorry, guys. So anyways, I was a loyal customer. I used the product for a long time. I tried the greens, fell in love. Tried a wrap, was blown away. So finally I'm like, you know what? I think like I'm going to actually give this a try. So I called Ashley and I was like, come over. We had just got back from the dunes. It was January 4th. And I said, just come over to my house. So she came over, and I really honestly pulled the trigger because I was like, well, you know what? I need a new home business to write off. I have a really good job. I make really good money, but I would love more write-offs. So I was like, okay, you know, like I'll do the business. So I signed up with her, and for 3 weeks I did nothing. I sat back and I was like, I love my product. I'm going to get it for free now, get a couple customers. Signed up my 4 loyal customers, got my 120 in free product. Was pretty stoked about that. I did it in like 3 days, and I was like, well, this is easy. So one of my customers, my best friend over here, Beck, she decided to be a loyal customer. Within like, I don't know, a week, she's like, okay, I love everything. Sign me up. So she decided to become a distributor, which again, best customers are your best distributors. So she decided to just dive in head first and run with it, as did probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 of my really close girlfriends. And we just ran with the business. We talked to everyone we came in contact with. We had parties. We did wine nights. We did facial nights. We did everything we could do to basically make this business our lives. And mind you, we work full-time jobs. We have kids. She has 4. Which I don't even know how she does it, but she does. And so she worked a full-time job and had 4 kids. I worked a full-time job. I have 2 kids, extracurricular activities, everything, mind you. And we still worked our business. So we would go out there. You will have to make sacrifices. Okay. So if you have a family barbecue on a Sunday and you have someone that wants to have this huge party, sometimes you're going to have to make a decision. So it's not that you're picking your family over your business. You're actually helping your family, because later on, if you work your butt off for a solid year, you'll be where we are. So it's all you have to do is really put your heart and soul into this, and you will be where we are no matter what. As long as you do that, as long as you work your butt off, you will be there. So basically about 4 months, April, I went diamond. The next month, May, I went double. It's very simple to go from diamond to double. I know it sounds crazy, but it really is. You just have to get your leaders, 2 people working the business. 2 people have to work this business and you're diamond. 2 people have to work this business and you're double. They have to continue working. So you get a ruby and an emerald, you're diamond. You get that ruby to emerald, and you get that emerald to diamond, you're double. It's very simple. You just have to continue to focus and work and talk to everyone. So I'm always branding. So I have my It Works gear on. I just got back from the grocery store. So I woke up this morning. I got my kids ready for school. I got them both to their different schools. I went into work. Throughout the day, I send text messages. I post. We all have a lunch hour. We all have a break. You can do it on the way to work. You can make a little video, as right before you walk in to work, make a video, post it, get a post ready, post at your lunch hour. It's so simple to work this business along with your life. So you can't say that you're too busy for this, because honestly, if I can work a full-time job and I can have 2 kids that are in extracurricular activities, and if Becky can have 4 kids work a full-time job, all of them different extracurricular activities, anyone can do this business. And they're going to talk a little bit about their story as well, my bright, shiny new diamonds. But yeah, so anyways, I went double in about 4.5 months. And then I got a little bit comfortable. And I will tell you, don't ever do that. As soon as you promote, work harder than you've ever worked, and you'll get to the next promotion. I would probably be presidential already if I had just focused a little bit harder. And I'm charted for presidential. I will get there probably within the next month, honestly, which is amazing. You can go from diamond to double to triple to presidential, which I'm sure you guys all heard last week with Ashley's amazing triple in Missouri, how quick she did it. One thing that I can recommend is get to the trainings, especially the in-person trainings. So we have It Works You that's coming up May 21st. You guys have no idea what this will do for your business. So I know last week they talked about how Shadara went to the conference and then she literally went triple within 2.5 months. So I'm telling you, it will light a fire. It will really get you guys going. Get there, do whatever you have to, get babysitter. If you need help, if you're whatever, go to your upline. I guarantee you they'll get you to that training. It's very, very important that you get there, because when you go to an in-person training like that, it will literally change your life. It will change your business. It's so empowering, and there's so many leaders there that will basically teach you the way. So make sure to get to that training on May 21st. Work your business every day. Brand yourself. Wear your It Works shirts. I went to the grocery store with the It Works shirt on and without, and I was like, what was I doing? Like, I just missed my rock star. Like, I didn't wear a shirt. And it's that simple, that if you wear your shirt. I brought my notebook last night with my charts in it to gymnastics, and someone that I had been looking at for weeks that I wanted to talk to finally said something to me. She's like, oh my gosh, I see that you do It Works. Like, I see your notebook. She's like, a week ago, I just signed up for Melaleuca, and I'm having my first get together on Saturday. And I was just like, no, I didn't talk to her. She could have been my rock star. I'm telling you guys, you've got to talk to everyone, and it will be so disappointing to you if you don't. So if you look at someone and you're like, oh, I should talk to them, go talk to them, because they could literally be your next triple diamond. So I'm telling you, don't miss out on anyone. Go up to them, talk to them, make conversations, build relationships, new and old. Start talking to people on Facebook that you haven't talked to in a long time. And don't be salesy. Don't, hey, I'm doing It Works, blah, blah, blah. Just be like, hey, how are the kids? How are you doing? Start to build those relationships, and it will be the best thing you guys do for your business. Basically, the biggest way that I promoted to triple was just the group messages, the motivational everyday messages to my girls, keeping really involved with your team. going to lunches, doing trainings, weekly meetings, follow-up. Help them however they need. If they text you at 11 o'clock at night and they're like, oh my gosh, how do you, they're working. So message them back. Like, these are the people that want this. These are the people that are hungry. So you got to make sure to stick with your team and help them in every way possible. Whether it's group messages, motivational quotes you put in your messages with them, little things. It could be one thing that you post or one thing that you put in that message that really clicks for someone and changes their life and changes their business. So just really try very hard to plug yourself into everything you can with your upline, and then plug your team in with everything that your upline is doing as well. So yeah, just push really hard and keep pushing, keep talking to everyone, and, you know, really stick close with your leaders. Make sure that you're working with them. Make sure that you're talking to everyone and really getting them plugged in as well, so that you can work this business with your best friends. And even if you don't think that they will be good at this, like, if you keep pushing them and you keep working with them, they will learn the way on how to do this. So I'm going to let you talk to my new sparkly diamond over here. And again,
real quick before you introduce, are you introducing Becky?
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, so
Sorry, what I forgot.
I just want to touch on that she said, because she brought up a ton of good points, is that you have to talk to everybody. I mean, you have to talk to everybody. So like last night, I had a meeting with some of my girls, and some of the things that we talked about is like, I like how Keri talked about how she got comfortable. So she promoted to Double Diamond and she got comfortable, and she was kind of like, you know what, I'm going to let everybody else kind of work, and I'm going to kind of hang out, and I've got some strong people now. But this is the thing, is that your team is only as fast or as urgent as you are. So if you don't have any urgency for anything, if you're comfortable at Double Diamond and you're just going to make the average of $6,000 a month and you don't want anything more, your team is not going to feel any sort of urgency. What you need to do is, even if you're not going for a promotion right now, you need to find some sort of urgency. So if that means you just enrolled a new distributor and they have 30 days to get their 4 loyal customers, you need to have urgency for that distributor, okay? If you have a distributor on your team that is 300 away from going executive, you need to have urgency for that executive. You need to have urgency for that person for their promotion. Even though it doesn't benefit you in any way, you need to have that urgency for them, because you're going to create a trickle effect. So when you create urgency within your team, then your team is going to do the same thing. So it's like, you should be constantly checking in with people. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Let's do a Zoom. If they're out of town, let's do a Zoom. I always do Zooms with my new people to kind of introduce myself, so they can see that I'm a real person, that I'm not somebody that just took their money and now it's like, okay, go out and you know, work your business. That's not how this works. This is a team effort, and it starts at the top. So if your excitement and your urgency is trickled down to your team, that is just going to continue with everything. And I feel like that is something that Keri's team is very good at, all of them. Keri has 5. You need 5 people to get to the top of this company, right? You need 5 strong legs to go ambassador. And Keri has that. And she has 5 very strong legs, because she has 5 people that all see the vision, that all have urgency within their team. They're all promoting. People down below them are promoting. Everybody's excited. They do weekly trainings. They do Zooms. They do opportunity calls. They're constantly involved within each other's businesses. And I feel like that is a very huge aspect to this business, because oftentimes what happens is that you sign up, you know what I mean? And then it's like you hear from your sponsor nonstop. Then slowly that stops. Slowly people stop checking in with you, and things just are easily put on the back burner. Things are easily forgotten about because people aren't working as hard as they were. Now, whether or not that person that enrolled you quits or not, that doesn't mean you quit. That doesn't mean you give up. That means you find the next person above them so that you can continue to have a lifeline to check into and to talk to, so that you can continue to grow your business. But at the end of the day, your business is just that. It's your business. It's completely in your hands. And Keri is a different person. She is super motivated, and she doesn't need somebody to check in with her all the time in order to get this stuff done. She just has that personality, like, I'm going to go out and do this and nobody's going to stop me. And we all need a little bit of that within ourselves, because it's easy to talk ourselves out of stuff. It's easy to talk ourselves out of seeing somebody. It's easy to talk ourselves out of, talking to somebody about our business, because for some reason, and I know you all feel it, because there are times where I have felt it too, where we feel a little bit embarrassed. Like, I can't bring up it works to this person. I just can't do it, because you have self-doubt. But if you carry yourself with confidence, like Keri has all the confidence in the world. She knows the products work. She knows the business works. That's all she needs to know to go out and share it with everybody. And that's what you guys need to know. That's what you guys need to do the same thing with. You know the products work, whether it's one product that you've been using or it's 10 products that you're using. You wouldn't be a distributor if you didn't have some idea that these products worked, okay? And then the other thing I wanted to talk about too is you have to have 3 ways that you work this business, okay? So find the 3 ways that work for you, whether it's social media, blitzing, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. You have got to find 3 things that are going to work for you. You can't just rely on one, because one isn't enough. You need to constantly be growing your network and adding people on Facebook and following people on Instagram and joining mom groups and, constantly having conversations with people. You need to start building relationships, especially if you feel like you're one of those people that you don't have a market to work with right now. You're kind of having to start from ground zero. You don't have a lot of support. You don't have a lot of friends. You don't have a lot of family that want to get involved. That's okay. You can build this business without any of that. I started my business with mostly acquaintances. It wasn't until I was a double diamond that my friends and family really started jumping on board. So you can start business, which is bare minimum, with not much to work with. You just have to find the passion behind your business that is going to bring people in, that's going to inspire people, and that's going to make people feel like, wow, this really is working for her, or wow, she really does want to change her life, or wow, she really does want to help other people change their lives. You need to find that connection with people, and you need to do it in multiple ways. You can't just do it in one way. You can't post on Facebook in the morning and come home from work at night and expect your business to explode. It's just not going to happen. It won't. I can guarantee you that. So you might find a rock star, and that rock star's business will explode, but you'll still always have to be catching up with that person. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing everything that you have in order to make this successful for yourself. So Facebook, Instagram, your personal Facebook page, a business Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat apparently is something that you can use now to promote your business. Not really sure how that works. Blogging if you're a blogger, you know what I mean? Like getting into those mom groups, meeting with mom groups, hanging out with people in your area. She wants to talk apparently. These are the things that you have to do, and you have to step outside your comfort zone to make this stuff happen and to get yourself around people, new people that you can bring into your business. So that being said, Becky is going to share a little bit about her story, and then we're going to pass it on to Sabrina. So Becky, are you on?
One more, really quick. Sorry,
you're muted.
Hi. Can you guys hear? Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay, so there's a couple things, of course, that I forgot. So one of the biggest things is that I wanted to let you guys know that it is so amazing to be able to work this business with your friends. So Becky is one of my best friend. I talk to her every day. We live next door to each other, so we get to share everything. But it is so amazing to be able to get a best friend on board with you guys, to be able to do everything with you. You can do it on your own. Don't get me wrong, okay? But having the support of one of your friends or your family members is so huge. So if you can get them to do this business with you, and literally do everything together, and you will have to put people pushing me. You will have to get people like pushed beyond their comfort zone. So no one's going to tell you, oh, I'm ready to do my first party. You have to literally be like, okay, I'm so sorry, I can't make it. Like, you got to do it. You have to do that as a leader. Like, I know that it sounds crazy, but you got to push people. Like, she never wanted to talk in front of anyone. And I was like, okay. I said, well, okay, guess what? Yay, you get to talk on the Zoom. And she's like, oh no, I have plans. Like, I can't make it. And I was like, no, you're going to talk. So you really have to push people out of their comfort zone. And that's what I'm pretty good about that in this business, because I do talk to everyone. So I will like bring people with me and get them to do things with me. You have to train people to do what you do. They're not just going to be able to mimic you because you say mimic me. You have to go do things with them. You need to go to the grocery store with them. You need to go blitz with them. You need to do Zooms with them like this. You need to make sure to tell people that, you know, they need to do the business like you do the business. And they will do it differently, because Becky is completely different than me, and you guys will see that. She's not, she's come out of her shell though. She's definitely talking to a lot more people. She does her own parties. And you will, like I said, you will have to kind of throw people out there and tell them that they need to do this business as well. They need to do their own parties. You need to tell them, I can't make it. I'm so sorry. Like, don't be afraid to do that, because people need to get into this business and get out of their comfort zones as well. So again, we've got to do this business a lot together. And one of the things I wanted to hit on that I did forget that Ashley mentioned is the moms group. So we got involved with this moms group that is at my daughter's preschool. Becky's son went to, that we both heard about through the preschool, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So it's Moms Group of America. It's actually like nationwide where you can join this group. But we got into it through the preschool. So it's Norterra Moms. So it's in our neighborhoods. So she stays home. So she's able to go every Tuesday. I am now part-time because I went triple and my paycheck is amazing. So I'm able to only work half the time, which I was supposed to talk about as well. Sorry. So when I went triple, I was able to basically tell my boss, hey, like, I have a lot going on with my kids. And I was honest with them. I was honest with my company, and I told them that, hey, I have this other business that I'm working, and, I need more time with my kids, and I need a little bit of extra vacations and whatnot. So because I am kind of the salesperson I am, it worked for me. So I'm able to go part-time now, which is so amazing for my family. I can't explain it to you guys that I'm able to wake up, make breakfast, and not rush off to school and rush off to work. I'm able to stay home, and I can't express to you guys, like, literally, it makes me want to cry. The gratitude that I have that I'm able to do this with my kids, where I don't have to drive to Scottsdale and go to work. I can take them with me to a mom's group at a splash pad and meet new people. And they come to us. Like, I have a couple moms that we added on Facebook and Instagram from this mom's group. We met one time on Tuesday, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I met you. Like, are you kidding me? So you guys think that you're pestering people. You think you're bothering people. You have no idea what you're doing for these people. These people see what you're doing, and they're like, oh my God, I want that. So you have to understand that when you think that you're bugging people, you could be changing their life forever. So these moms that stay home, or people that go to work and want to be home, all those people that you think that you're pestering or bothering, you're bringing a new opportunity to their family, and you're bringing a new opportunity to the table for them that they've never been offered. So just remember that. Remember that if you don't talk to someone, you just missed your rock star. And I've learned that from my leaders, that you got to talk to everyone. So like I was saying before, I talked to someone at gymnastics, and I didn't talk to her a week ago, and she signed up with another company. And that's heartbreaking, because if I would have just opened my mouth a week sooner, she would have probably been in with It Works. So just remember that you guys got to talk to everyone and make it happen for them, because you could be bringing them a whole new lifestyle. So just
love that.
Make sure you talk to everyone. Okay, so Becky's going to talk to you guys a little bit more, and she'll explain the moms group thing. But honestly, try to find moms groups, and try to find things that you can do if you do have the time to go out and do this, because you guys will meet new people that are excited about this. And I know you guys think that you're bugging people, or that people don't want to hear about it, but you could change their lives, and you could make them be able to stay home with their babies. So just remember that, and talk to everyone. And here's the heck.
Okay, Becky, I just want you basically to share a little bit about when you started, where you were, like, job-wise, mom-wise, and then just where you are now. And I want you to talk about the journey over the last year, from where you started to how you kind of transitioned into becoming a leader and taking on more responsibility and that kind of stuff. So have at it.
Okay. So I, like Keri said, I'm nothing like her, and anyone who knows me and Keri know we're very, very different. So for me to talk right now is kind of scary. So I started about a week after her. So I guess January 28th was my start date. And I signed up as a distributor, and I instantly signed up the people that I love. Like, my sister-in-law signed up within a day after me. My employees signed up. So I was a wedding coordinator, catering manager, food and beverage director, and mom of 4. So anyone who says they don't have time, I am a prime example. You have time. I worked 40-hour weekends. Okay, I did back-to-back weddings. My kids were 4, 5, 7, and 9 when I started this business. I wrote that down because I would not have remembered. I have a dirt bike rider, a competitive dancer. We dance 15 hours a week across town. I have a baseball player who dances. He does not dance. Well, he sometimes, but he plays baseball 2 to 4 hours a week. And then I have my little Mason who plays soccer 2 hours a week. So I am busy. I devoted all my extra time. Like Keri said, you make sacrifices. I missed a soccer game here and there. I missed a baseball game. I miss dance. But now I don't. I'm able to make my priorities. Like, yes, do I miss things? Like for It Works You, I'm going to miss one of my kids' races. But I need to be there with my team, and I want to be there, and I want to hear all the people talking. So I reached out to all the people I love. I signed everybody up. Everybody saw how excited I was. I lost like 10 pounds or something in the first month that I started these products, okay? So I was like, oh, I'm in. I got everybody signed up. I had people ready to go. I talked to everybody, every one of my customers, everybody in my family, everybody I came in contact with, even though I'm shy, I talked to, and I got them signed up. My sister-in-law actually hit Emerald last month, so super proud of her. And she's cooking us dinner right now. Sorry, Ash. So then when did I quit my job? I think October is wedding season, and I decided I wanted to be home with my babies. So I put my notice in at my job. I was Emerald, so I wasn't completely replacing my income, but I was able to quit my job. The freedom that came with that and the quality of life that came with me being able to fully devote my time to my 4 babies is like unbelievable. Anyone who knows me, like that's all I've ever wanted to do is be a stay-at-home mom. And I've never been able to do that. I had my daughter at 20. I've worked my butt off through wedding coordinating, everything. I was able to quit my job, stay home with my kids. I am the one who takes them to all their activities. No nanny, no babysitter. And that's how it was. The wedding season before this one, I had nannies and babysitters doing everything for my babies. And now I can do it. I don't miss a competition. I don't miss anything unless there's like something truly important that I have to do. I try to make it a point every single day to meet with at least one of my distributors. Like today, I met with Danielle and we sat and we talked for a while. I try to meet or talk to at least I meet with one at least every day. I talk on the phone with numerous distributors every day. Like Keri said, you just want to keep them motivated. And so to talk with them and keep them excited, that's huge. And that's what you want to do. I have been through a lot of like ups and downs over the last year. And, sorry.
I know, I'm already bawling over here, so no one can see us.
Yeah, so when I hit Diamond, it was huge. Like, Keri heard me crying, Ashley heard me crying, like, to actually, like, get the reward that I've been, like, working towards. Like, every time I hit something, like, Ruby, Emerald, it was huge for me to, like, finally hit Diamond. Like, I've worked really, really hard. And so I have a huge supporter in my husband, and he always says, like, make time, not excuses. Always. Almost to the point where it's annoying. But, like, that's his huge thing. It's like, don't make excuses. Like, I have the kids. You don't have to stay home right now. Go do something. Go meet with someone. Go have dinner with one of your distributors. Like, he is huge. Like, right now, he's at baseball with my son. I went for the first couple innings. I saw him bat. I saw him run. I saw him pitch. I saw him catch. I was there for that. Then I came here so I could do this with you guys because I've learned to kind of spread myself so that I show what's important, and this is important. If I'm sitting at every baseball game and every practice and everything that I don't really truly need to be at, then I'm not going to build my business because every single day of my life would be busy. Like I literally have something every day I could be at with one of my kids, but I want to be here. I want to build my business because ultimately next month when I'm double diamond and my check goes up to the point where I can like take my family on a vacation and not even think twice. Like that's huge. My husband has worked 12 to 14 hour days since we met. So when I was a wedding coordinator, he wasn't home to take care of our kids. Now he has a little bit more freedom, but it's just been, a huge change. You should, like, my kids' personalities have changed to have mommy home and not like 15-year-old babysitter here, 19-year-old nanny here, grandma, grandpa, pop-pop, like I'm home with them. And that, like, I have one little boy who acts like a crazy person. And since I've been home, I almost like to the point where I was like, something is wrong with it. Like he had a lot of emotional issues. Since I've been home, and he knows I'm home every day when he gets home from school, I'm there to do homework. I'm there to take him to baseball. Totally different kid. Totally different kid. So like that is worth it to me, you know? So yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna talk about mom's trip. You can talk about
I
mom's
love
trip.
her.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I'm pretty sure everybody shed a tear about that one. I love Becky's story because I just feel like so many people can relate to that, you know, where just even if you have one child or you have 4 children, the fact that you now get to choose what part of their lives you're going to participate in. No boss is telling you what you can and can't do. You know, you don't get to miss out on dance recitals or anything else that your kids are doing because, you know, you have to ask a boss for the time off. It's like, that's no life to live. And like Becky said, it's like, you know, when she wants to do stuff for her team, she gets to do that. You know, she just gets to pick and choose her own schedule. And I think at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants. You know, you're still growing a business, so you're still going to have time away from your kids and your family. That's just the way it is. But you know what I mean? Like, you get to choose that time. It's not 8 hours a day. You're not going to be away from your family 8 hours a day. Maybe you take an hour to go meet with somebody over coffee to talk about the business, or maybe you take an hour to do a Zoom meeting and get caught up and, you know, just listen to people talk and share their stories and, you know, build that excitement within yourself. That's what we do, and that's what we control, and that is the best part of it. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to be in control of the time. You want to be in control of the decisions that are going on in your life. And I just think that Becky's story is just so awesome because so many people, she could have had so many excuses not to work this business. You know what I mean? Like, between all the activities that our kids have and having a full-time job. I mean, hello, wedding coordinator, like, there's no days off. You know what I mean? Like, there's no days off during wedding season come like October through, you know, April, even sometimes into May. Like, there's just no days off, and you're working long hours. And on top of that, you know what I mean? Like, you do have to tuck your kids into bed and get them up and get ready for school and make lunches and do all that stuff. So there was many of times I'm sure that she was probably like, it's just too much. I can't handle this. But one thing that she didn't do was quit. She never quit. She saw the vision and she saw the bigger picture, and she had an ultimate goal that she wanted to reach at the end of the day. And that's what she did, you know, and she's not stopping, and she's going to keep on going. So thank you, Beck, for sharing your story. And now we're going to have Sabrina share a little bit of her story. Sabrina, I just love you. I think you have the best heart, and I think you are like the epitome of being a selfless person. And so I kind of want you to do the same thing. I want you to share with us a little bit about your story, when you started, your journey kind of through over the last year, and how you're feeling now that you are a diamond and you earned a $10,000 bonus. Have at it.
Okay, so I'm like so nervous. Okay, so Keri's pep talk to me was to just talk about all kinds of stuff and tell everybody everything. So,
I don't know if we have enough time for that, but you know,
good, because I don't think I have all that in my head. So I wasn't a loyal customer at first. I kind of, well, I've been friends with Keri since high school, so I've known her for like 15 years. And she's always been like crazy about being healthy and like, you know, just looking good and feeling good and stuff. So she kept posting this picture of this nasty looking green drink. So finally one day I messaged her and I'm like, Keri, nothing can be worth drinking that to look good. Like, nothing. And so she said, no, actually, Sabrina, it's amazing. You have to come over and try it. And I was like, okay. And then I waited a few weeks, and then I called her and I'm like, what are these wraps you're talking about? So she's like, you have to try that too. Just come over. And I waited a little bit longer, and then I went over there, and she's like, okay, here. She went in her kitchen. She made me this big, huge, tall greens at like 9:00 at night. She's like, just drink all this. So I drank the greens, and then needless to say, I was there for a few hours because I was wide awake. And then she put a wrap on me, and I wasn't sure, but I went home, and then in the morning, I I took the wrap off, and like I have stretch marks, but they weren't just like, you know, normal stretch marks. They were like deep and dark and red. And when I took that wrap off, they were white. Like seriously, you guys, I wore the wrap for like 6.5 hours and they were white. They were like transparent. They were almost gone. And then over the next 3 days, I saw more stuff. So I called Keri and I'm like, all right, sign me up. She says, what do you want to order? And I'm like, no, I want to be a distributor. Sign me up. So she's like, really? Okay, let's do this. So then I just kind of jumped on board, and I think I called Keri like every day, probably, I don't know, 30 times a day. And if it wasn't phone calls, it was text messages. What do I do? What's this? How do I do that? And she was super patient. She just helped me like crazy. Every time I had a question, she helped me. And then if she was busy, then she'd be like, I don't know, ask Margot. And then I would text Ashley, and then Ashley would be like, it's this, this, and this. And so, yeah, you guys, I don't know. Like I just put my hat down. Excuse my hat. I was getting ready for a yard sale, so excuse the appearance. But I just pulled my cap down and just went, and I started talking to everybody just like everybody else does. I talk to everybody. I post like crazy. I'm not quite as bold as Keri, but I'm definitely not afraid to talk to people. I won't just, you know, like in the middle of my lunch be like, oh, hold on real quick, I'll be right back, and run over and talk to the next table. Like I don't do that, but I will talk to them on my way out. After they heard my whole conversation, I'll stop and be like, so I saw you were watching, and I'll talk to them about that. But, you know, I honestly just did the same thing that Ashley does every day. Both Ashleys. I do the same thing that Keri does every day. I follow, you know, people that are in the top of this company, and I do what they do. And being in communication with your team is huge. And then when I first started, I don't think it was hard to like communicate with my team every day, just simply because everybody worked full time, and then they had kids and they had all this stuff to do, that I would reach out and like I would hear back from them once in a while. But I just kept doing it. Like I just kept every day. If I didn't call, I would text, and I'm like, how's it going? How's your day? And so like I backed off of talking about the business, but then I started, you know, rebuilding that friendship. And then I don't know, one day I woke up and I was diamond. No, it wasn't that, but I worked my butt off, and honestly, I couldn't have done it without my amazing upline and being there for every question and for every meeting or help I needed. And my team is just that simply, they want it too, so they're working hard, and I couldn't do it without all of you guys.
I love you, Sabrina. I think that you just have the best heart. You're just the sweetest person ever, and you're so humble, and I love that about you so much, because you have worked your tail off, and you didn't wake up one day and become diamond.
No.
It was a lot of hard work, and it was a lot of parties, and it was a lot of events, and it was just a lot of things that got her to this moment. And, you know, the thing about this company that I can't get over is the people that it brings into my life. And you know, the thing about it is, it's like, I feel like people are brought into your life at a specific point for a specific reason, right? I feel like every person that I've met through It Works, whether we still communicate, whether they were a part of my business, whether they quit the business, it doesn't matter. I feel like it teaches me something. Every time something happens in this business, whether it's a new promotion or somebody quits or somebody starts ignoring my messages, I feel like it's the universe just talking to me in different ways, and it just sends me signals. And the thing about Sabrina and really Keri's entire team, Ashley's entire team, is that they are all in there for everybody else. Well, let me mute everybody really quick. They are all in this for everybody else. Like when I text these girls and I'm like, oh my gosh, you went diamond, or oh my gosh, you went triple diamond, that's so amazing. Their response back to me was always like, I cannot believe all the people that promoted on my team. You know, it was always about their team. It wasn't about them. And it's just so humbling to be in a business like this, because you could be super selfish and just care about yourself and want it all for yourself. You know what I mean? But when you start to see things changing for other people, like for Becky's circumstance, I know her tears were full of emotion that she's gone through over the last year. And, you know, like the fact that this company has done so much great for her family, like that's what it's about. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. I don't even care anymore about my checks. You know what I mean? Like I don't even care if I fell down to a Ruby and I was making $500 a month, but all of this continued to go on beneath me, because at the end of the day, that's what I want. I have promised and I have told a lot of people that this business can change their lives. And I firmly believe that. Take the money out of it. You know what I mean? Like my money out of it. Take my income out of it. And I would say that I'll say that till the day that I die, because I've seen so much happen. So many lives have changed over the last 3.5 years since I've been in this business. And you just can't take that away. You know, it's like, you just can't take that away from everybody that has worked so hard and done so much. And at the end of the day, when they're still, you know, so much more happy for what their team has done and for the promotions that their team have earned, and don't even really care about their own promotions, you know, that's when you know that you're in the right place, and that's when you know that you're with the right people. And that's when you know that this is going to be the end for you. This is going to be your answer to all the prayers and all the questions and all the wondering of, is this going to be the rest of my life? Do I have to work 3 jobs? Am I going to be living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life? That's when you know you're a part of something that is going to seriously change your life. And the first step is just believing that this opportunity is for you. The first step is knowing that you have just as much capability of working this business and becoming a presidential or an ambassador diamond as anybody else. There's nobody that's better. I know a lot of you are so new to this business that you weren't there when I started, but you guys, at the end of the day, when you go to bed or when you're following these leaders and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be like a Jade Hooper, or oh my gosh, I'm never going to be like a Jocelyn Yates, you have to remember, they both started by paying $99. They had to find their 4 loyal customers to get their free product. They had to find 5 distributors to go Ruby. They had to do this stuff in order to get to where they are. Nobody handed it to them. Nobody said, here's this business, now you're going to just start making a bunch of money. You have to make the decision whether you're going to fight for this and make it work, or give up on your dreams. That's the 2 decisions you have in front of you right now. And I know nobody wants to give up, because you wouldn't have started this business to begin with if you didn't think that it could actually do something positive for your life. Okay? So regardless how long it takes, it doesn't matter if it takes you 5 years to go ambassador. It doesn't matter if it takes you 8 years to go ambassador. You guys, I went to presidential in 9 months, and then my team fell apart. And it's taken me 3 years to rebuild a team that is going to get me to ambassador. 3 years. So everything happens for a reason, and I firmly believe that. And I firmly believe that you guys are all here for a reason, and you're meant to be a part of this business, and you're specifically meant to be on this team, whether it's, you know, motivational stuff that you hear every day, or just getting together with your team every week, or these weekly Zooms that inspire you and make you believe that you can do more than, you know, what you think that you're capable of. There's all a reason behind it. So, you know, I love that everybody gets on and shares their stories. I love that we all are rooting and cheering each other on. And at the end of the day, I love that at the end of this month, more people are going to be paying off debt, and more people are going to be crying like Becky did, because they were able to, you know, breathe a little bit, or give themselves a little bit, you know, more of, you know, of a life with their family. And that's, at the end of the day, that's ultimately all we want for you. So, all right, guys, thanks for being on tonight. I know it was a little bit longer than normal, but
wait. One more thing. Sorry. I know you're going to cut me, Ashley.
This at this point,
I know. Well,
Ashley.
okay, this is what happens to me every time I talk. I forgot all these things I wanted to say. No, okay. So really quick, I just wanted to let you guys know. I didn't talk about like the fact of how much money I make in my job, and I know this sounds like, I don't know, it might be redundant to some people, but I just want you guys to understand that A, money is not everything. B, the time with your family, you guys, I can't express to you guys the difference in how I sleep, how I eat, how I take care of my kids. everything because of what I've been offered. So this opportunity has never come up to me before. I've been at my job for 8 years. I make a lot of money. I'm the breadwinner of my family. I do all the bills. I take care of the house. I make the money of our household. And the majority of you, that's not going to be the case. It's going to be your husbands, and they're probably not going to be supportive, and they're not going to want this for you. But you have to understand that you have to figure out a way to express this to them, that this is what you want to do, and this is your passion, and this is what you want to make happen for your family. Because I promise you that if you push for that, and if you want that for you and your family, and if you want to stay at home like her with 4 kids and change your children's lives, and I can promise you guys that if you're with them instead of someone else with them, like a daycare or a preschool or regular school or aftercare or whatever it is that you have to put your kids in, it's going to make a difference in their lives forever. So I just want to hit that home to some people that have children, that this business will change your whole entire family's lives. So I never thought that there would ever be a possibility for me to wake up tomorrow with my best friend that lives next door to me.
We don't wake up together.
Well, yeah, no, we don't wake up together. We wake up with our husbands. And that's the other thing I'm going to hit one more second after this.
Okay, Keri, I'm going to cut you off. You've got 1 minute.
Okay, fine. All right, 1 minute. Okay, I got 1 minute. All right. So we get to wake up tomorrow, and we get to go to this Mom's Day brunch we get to bring our kids to. And there's going to be all kinds of fun stuff to do there. There's going to be 40 people at this Mom's Day brunch that we don't know, that are not in our network yet, that we get to talk to about this business, whether it be tomorrow or eventually. We're building this relationship with these people, and we get to bring our kids with us. We get to not go to work and go wake up with our babies and spend more time with them at breakfast and take them to this mom's group that we just joined, that we went to a Splash Pad Tuesday and met all these people at, and now we get to get appreciated at tomorrow. And already 5 people from that group have messaged me on my business post on Facebook and Instagram. I'm so glad I met you. This is so awesome. So you guys think you're bugging people and you're pestering people, but you're really going to change your life. So again, don't miss out on those opportunities. Join those mom groups, post on Facebook. Don't think that you're bugging someone, because you could be changing their life. But yeah, again, we get to hang out with our kids tomorrow and have fun, and I don't have to go to work in the morning. So that is like seriously the best thing I could ever say to anyone, is that I get to do that. I get to hang out with my babies. And I told my daughter tonight, hey, we're going to go to a mom's brunch. And my 7-year-old's like, why don't I get to go? Like, I want to spend time with mom. You guys have no idea what that will do for your kids. Spend the time with them that you can now, because it will be gone in a blink of an eye. So you guys work this business really hard and stick with it. Don't give up, and you'll get to be home with your babies. So just look at Ashley, because she's talking about all these people that are doing it, like Jade Hooper and whatever. Me and Becky are both over here muted. We can't even speak. We're like Ashley Wurzel. Yeah.
Yes.
So yes.
All right. Awesome. Great information tonight. I hope some of this stuff hit home with you guys, especially if you're feeling like maybe it's not taking off as fast as you wanted it to. But some of you, you guys are all doing awesome. I see your posts throughout the day. I love it. I love what I see. So keep working hard. Talk to everybody that you can. And, I'm always here. If you guys need anything, feel free to message me or message, any of the leaders in the group page. All right, guys. Thanks for being on tonight. See you next week. Have a great night.